Okay, good morning, class. So, for today, we're going to have a supplementary lecture for our course, Pre-Stress Concrete Design. So, I did not discuss how to get the moment of inertia during our lecture since I assume that you already know how to get the moment of inertia. But since some of you guys are new in design, no? So I opted to recall or to have a review on how to get it, no? Especially if we have a composite figure. Ngayon, kapag hindi composite yung figure natin, let's say we have a circular figure, the moment of inertia is pi r to the fourth over 4. Remember, this is centroidal kasi we have different moment of inertia, no? Pag sinabing centroidal moment of inertia, it means that you are getting the moment of inertia about the centroid. Ganon din yun, no? Especially if hindi nagbabago ng material, ang centroidal moment of inertia at saka ang moment of inertia about the neutral axis is just the same. Ulitin ko po ha, yung centroidal moment of inertia, kapag kumuha ka, is always with reference to the centroid, no? So ngayon, we have here for circle pi r to the fourth over 4. Ngayon, kapag rectangle naman, that's bh cube over 12. Ito po. So ngayon, para saan kaya itong bh cube over 3? This is if we're getting the moment of inertia about this x-axis, no? So dalawa kasi yan. Actually, marami pa yan, no? It all depends with your reference, no? So in our case, since wala siyang bar, usually kasi kapag magsicentroidal moment of inertia ka, may bar. So since wala siyang bar, so ibig sabihin, kinukuha niyang moment of inertia is about x-axis. Since this is, or this has a bar at the top part of letter I, so therefore, we're getting the moment of inertia about this centroidal axis. Okay? Again, ulitin ko, if we have an homogeneous material, ibig sabihin, parehas yung material natin. So, yung moment of inertia about the neutral axis is also equivalent to the centroidal moment of inertia. Okay? So, ngayon, it depends, no? Meron ngayong Ix bar, tsaka Iy bar. Meron ka rin Ix, tsaka Iy. So, it has a lot of, a lot of variation in the formula. But we're going to discuss the I and A na lang muna. Okay? So, ngayon, paano nga ba kumukuha ng moment of inertia about the neutral axis, especially if we have irregular figure. So sabi dito, if a given shape's moment of inertia is being evaluated about an axis that is not coincident but parallel to its axis, centroidal axis, we use the transfer formula. Transfer formula states that the moment of inertia about any reference axis parallel to one of the centroidal axis, then the moment of inertia is equal to the sum of the moment of inertia about the centroidal axis and the product of area multiplied by moment arm about the reference axis. So let's say we're going to find the moment of inertia of this one. Sabi sa formula, para makuha mo daw yung moment of inertia about this axis, that is just equivalent to the summation of the centroidal moment of inertia about this figure, no? Plus area of this figure multiplied by the distance of the centroid perpendicular to your reference. So ngayon, if this is your centroid, tapos if this is your reference, the distance here is D. Tapos i-squarean mo pa yon. Okay? So this is the resulting formula. Ayusin ko lang. So sabi niya, yung moment of inertia mo daw, centroidal or neutral axis, is just equivalent to the summation of I bar plus AD squared. Okay? Again, yung I bar dyan is the individual centroidal moment of inertia of the individual figure. Yung area A dyan is the area of the individual figure. And then the D is the distance of the overall centroid versus the individual centroid. Tas in-square mo pa. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan, siguro, let's try to solve this problem. So, sabi dito, calculate the location of the neutral axis from the top fiber CT in millimeter. Calculate the location of the neutral axis from the bottom fiber CB in millimeter. And then letter C, calculate the moment of inertia about the neutral axis in millimeter raised to 4. Ngayon, ito daw yung figure natin. Pag tinignan mo sa side view, ganito yung itsura. Pag tinignan mo sa top view, ganito yung itsura, no? Okay? So now, how do we solve this figure? Okay. So ngayon, in order to solve this figure, first thing you need to do is to set sorry, to set reference axis. So ito yung reference axis ko, this is my x-axis, and then this is my y-axis. So the next step here is to get the centroid of this figure. How do we get the centroid? Sabi natin, meron daw tayong kinatawag na concept na Varignon's theorem. Ano yung Varignon's theorem? Sabi ni Varignon's, yung area total mo daw, multiplied by the centroid is equivalent to summation of the individual area multiplied by the individual centroid. Kung ilan man yan, no? Okay? So, therefore, if you want to get the y-bar, that is just equivalent to, ano ba yung area 1, area 2 natin? So, in our case, siguro i-assume ko to na ito yung area 1 ko, tapos i-assume ko to na ito yung area 2 ko. Okay? So, individual centroid natin, siguro with reference to x-axis, is ito. Ang distance nito ay, so this is 650, kalahati ng 650 is 325. So, this is 325 mm. Okay? So, ngayon yung nasa taas naman, this is its centroid, no? So, ano kaya yan? So, ang distance nito is 650 plus kalahati ng 50. So, that is 700. Okay? So, ngayon, meron na tayong individual centroid. Madali naman kuhanin yung area. So, let's proceed, no? Yung area 1 natin is just equal to 650 times 350. So, ilagay natin 350 multiplied by 650 multiplied by the individual centroid. So, that is 325. Okay? So, plus area sa taas, that's 750 times 100. So, ilagay natin dito. Multiplied by individual centroid, that is 700. Okay? Divided by the total area, which is equivalent to 350 times 650 plus 750 multiplied by 100. So, my y bar here is 325 plus 417. So, ang nakukuha ko is 417.975. 975 mm. So, tignan natin yung problem number 1 or yung yung unang tanong. Sabi dito, calculate the location of the neutral axis from the top fiber. So, ngayon, ang nakuha natin is centroid. If we have a homogeneous material, ibig sabihin, ito yung ito ay concrete din or itong nasa baba, concrete din or parehas silang steel or parehas silang timber. Kapag ganun yung scenario, kung ano yung centroid mo, yun din yung neutral axis mo. Nagkakaintindihan? If you have an homogeneous material, kung ano yung centroid mo, yun din yung neutral axis mo. So, since this is probably an homogeneous material, so therefore, ito rin yung centroid natin. And remember, that is with reference to our x-axis at the bottom, no? And then, ang sabi dito, location of the neutral axis about the top fiber. So, ngayon, kung ipa-plot natin to, that is around here, kasi 300 to, mas mataas ng konti, no? So, dyan yun. Okay? So, ngayon, this is 417.975. Okay, ang hinahanap sa atin is C sa top. Saan ba ginagamit yung C sa top? Di ba meron tayong bending formula na MC over I. So, yung C, it can be either C sa top, tsaka C sa bottom. So, in our case, ang hinahanap, C sa top. So, ano ba yun? Ito yun. So, from here to here. Yan yung tinatawag natin na C sa top. So, now, how do we get that? Madali lang. E di yung total height, minus mo lang ng 417.975. So, therefore, if we're going to find C sa top, that is just equivalent to, ano ba yung total height natin? 650 plus 100. So, that's 750 millimeter minus 417.975 millimeter. Okay, yung C sa top natin is just equivalent to 332.025 millimeter. So this is now your answer for the first statement, no? Box ko lang. Okay? So ngayon, anong tanong sa pangalawa? Calculate the location of the neutral axis from the bottom fiber. O di ba ito yung bottom fiber, yung nasa x-axis natin. So ngayon, ito naman din yung ating CB. Kasi ito yung centroid, ito yung bottom fiber, coincide dun sa neutral axis natin. So therefore, na-compute na pala natin yung CB, which is equivalent to 417.975. Same lang sila ng y-bar. Okay? Kasi ito yung y-bar natin. Lagay ko na nga. Okay? Okay, so ano yung susunod na tanong? So sabi dito, calculate the moment of inertia about the neutral axis. Now we have two moment of inertia na centroid. So number one is I, neutral axis with reference to x. Tsaka number two is I, neutral axis with reference to y. Kapag I and x, that is summation of I, O, or centroidal moment of inertia, plus, or minsan bar yun nilalagay, plus AD y squared. Yung dy natin is the centroid of the individual figure minus the general centroid in y-axis kasi perpendicular to the axis considered. Remember right here, yung d na kino-consider natin, for example, ito yung axis na inaano mo, sinosolve mo. Yung d na kino-consider natin dito is dy kasi pataas, no? Hindi siya papunta sa left, papunta sa right. Okay? So, ganun din dito. If I and x yung ginahanap mo, so syempre, yung gagamitin mong d is with the reference to y. Okay? So, ngayon, kapag I and ay naman ang hinahanap mo, so yung a mo, yung dx mo dito is with the reference, ay yung d mo dito is with reference to x. Tapos may square diyan. Okay? So siguro solve na rin natin parehas. But before that, we must need to identify what is the centroid or what is the distance of the centroid from our y-axis. Okay? Para ma-solve natin yan, Barignons lang din. So 80. So that is x bar is equivalent to, sulat ko na nga rin dito, A1 summation. Okay, so therefore, this is 350 multiplied by 650, the area of our first figure. And then the centroid of that with reference to our y-axis is, kalahati ng 750. Ito, di ba? $750 divide 2. Ilang kaya yun? 375. So, ilagay natin dito. 375 mm. Plus, area 2, that is 750 times 100. Tapos, distance niyan ulit. Ganun lang, pareha sila, no? Kasi rectangular lang naman yan. So, ito, 750. 750 divide 2. So, malamang ito rin 750 divide 2, no? Okay? Kasi nasa center naman itong ano na to eh. Rectangle na to eh, no? So, therefore, this is also 375. Again natin. This is 375. Okay? Divided by the total area. 350, 650, plus 750 times 100. So, kapag sinolve mo yan, mapapansin mo na yung x bar mo is just equivalent to 375. Actually, by inspection, alam mo na agad yan. Kasi nga, with reference to y-axis, ang centroid nito 375, ang centroid din nito 375. Since pareha sila, so malamang yung centroid na to, itong x bar natin, is just equivalent to 375 mm. Okay? So ngayon, let's try to compute. Unahin na natin si I and AX, no? Sige, dito na lang. So I and AX, that is the summation of IO or centroidal moment of inertia plus ADY squared. So ngayon, birahin na natin. I and AX. Ano yun? Unahin muna natin yung first figure. Diba? BH cubed over 12. So RB is 350, RH is 650 with reference to the first figure. So lagay natin dito. 350, 650 cubed divided by 12. And then plus 350, 650, the area, d squared, dy squared. Ano yung dy squared naman natin? Again, distance yan from the general centroid minus the individual centroid. Or ito. Ito yung tinatawag natin dy. Okay? So, ilan yan? Edi 417.975 minus 325. So, lagay natin dito. 417.975 minus 3, ano ulit yan? 325. Don't forget, kailangan mo siyang square. So, that is for our first figure. For our second figure, ito naman yun. So, gano'n lang ulit, BH cube over 12. Our B here is 750. And then, ang H natin is 100. Okay? B. 750, 100, cube, divided by 12. Plus, area, 750 times 100, centroid, or dy squared. Ano yung dy squared niya? Lagyan natin to dy1. Ito, dy2. How do we get this distance? So basically, that is just equal to 700 minus the center, or the centroid. Okay? Ito, itong ano na to, minus ito. Makukuha mo yung dy2. Okay? So, 700 minus 417.975 squared. So, therefore, ang I and AX natin ay 650 cube 12 Kung tama ang nakukuha ko is 16.0043415 times 10 raised to 9 millimeter raised to 4. So this is your first answer. Okay? So ngayon, punta naman tayo sa INAY. So ganun nga ulit, summation, individual centroid or centroidal, individual moment of inertia about the centroidal axis plus ADX squared. Okay? INAY. Siyempre, centroidal moment of inertia about y na tayo. So, hindi na yan BH cube over 12, kundi HB cube over 12. So, ang ating H with reference to this figure is 650 taka 350. Okay? So, magpapalit lang sila na magiging ano lang to, 650. Tapos ito, HB cube eh. Ano yung B natin? 350. Cube over 12. Ngayon, plus 650, 350. Tapos, ano kaya yung dx natin? Dx natin doesn't have any value. Why? Because our general centroid and our individual centroid coincide. Wala silang difference between the x distance. So, therefore, this is multiplied by 0. So, this will become 0. So, plus, again, ano magiging height na natin ngayon? 750, tapos yung base na natin is 100 or HB cube. 100, 750 cube over 12 plus 100 times 750. And then again, since nag-coincide yung individual centroid at general centroid, so therefore yung dx mo will be equivalent to 0. Okay? So yung INAY natin is equivalent to 350 cube 12 plus so ang nakukuha ko ay 5.838 020833 times 10 raised to 9 millimeter raised to 4. Okay? So that is now our answer. So ngayon, anong gagamitin mo dyan sa dalawa? Kasi dalawa yung binigay natin eh. Anong gagawin mo dyan? Especially if you're solving for stress. So ngayon, if you're solving for stress, if ito yung side view mo, no? Ngayon, ito yung flange natin. Ito yung nasa baba or yung web, ito rin yung web natin. Kapag ganito yung bending mo, class, ibig sabihin, nagiging ganito yung flange mo, lumulundo ng paganyan. Kapag ganyan yung scenario, class, ang gagamitin mong moment of inertia in computing the bending stress is INAX. Ngayon, take a look at this one. Ito yung top view ng ating figure, no? Ito yung flange mo. Ayan yun. Tapos, ito yung web. Now, if that's the case, ano yung kinoconsider mo kapag gagamit ka ng INAY? So, ganito yung bending na kinoconsider mo. Possible na pwedeng maging ganito. Paganyan, parang sideways, no? So, ibig sabihin, if normal bending ang kinoconsider mo, yung pag-bend ng paganitong direction, ang gagamitin mo, INAX. Okay? Especially in computing for the bending stress. Ngayon, kapag ganito yung bending mo, para siyang torsion o parang siyang nagbabakel papunta sa gilid or sideways, kapag ganyan yung scenario, ang gagamitin mo na moment of inertia about the neutral axis is INAY. Okay? So, if you do have questions, again, for getting the moment of inertia, just ask me. But, again, this is just a review. I hope that you review all of the topics na diniscuss nyo about moment of inertia in your statics period. Okay? Okay? See you on next meeting.